Our holy season of Lent ends with the beginning of this Mass, the Mass of the Lord's Last Supper. At this Mass, and for 3 days, the Church of the Lord Jesus walks with Him. We remember His Last Supper with His disciples and the gifts He gave to them there. He went to the Mount of Olives to pray. We remember Good Friday and His Passion, that betrayal, His trial, His way of the cross, His execution. And then Holy Saturday, we remember the death of Jesus and the discovery come morning of the empty tomb and light and newness and resurrection. At this Mass, Holy Thursday, you and I will hear the words of St. Paul, written in about 56 AD to the church in Corinth. Paul told them what Jesus did on that Last Supper. Passover bread and table wine were transformed when He said to them, "Take this, all of you, and eat of it, for this is my body, given up for you." The same with the chalice. The Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, sharing a common heritage, give us the same institution narrative. These are the great gifts of Holy Thursday, along with remembering that the bishops of the church, successors of the apostles, and the priests that assist them are the ones who speak the word of Jesus in His person. He is present to us through that ministry. But there is another dimension to Holy Thursday. It's an optional rite in the liturgy, but most of the parishes here in Central Louisiana will celebrate this rite. It's called the washing of the feet. John's Gospel is the only Gospel that talks about this on that night of the Last Supper. What is it about? The washing of the feet was the work of slaves, of servants. Jesus is Master, Lord, and yet at this Last Supper, He stripped Himself, put a towel around His waist with a wash basin and water, and began to wash the feet of His disciples. Now, Simon Peter, who was the rock for the disciples, said, "No, Lord, you will not wash my feet." Let's think about that. To have your feet washed by the Master, what must that entail? Let me offer us the words of Pope Benedict XVI, the Emeritus Holy Father. Benedict says this: Peter and you and I must stop telling God what to do, but we must learn to accept Him as He reveals Himself to us, not seeking to exalt ourselves to God's level, but in humble service, letting ourselves be slowly refashioned into God's true image. God's true image is the person of Jesus, and on that sacred night, as He gave Himself to us in Eucharist, He showed us how to live as servants of love, as He washed the feet of brothers and sisters. As He has done, so we must do to serve the world in and through Jesus Christ.